Hello and a very warm welcome to Eye on the Money, the television show that gives you insights into how to improve your financial well-being as well as make your money work for you. I'm Ingrid Nantege, and today on the show we discuss embracing a savings and investment culture. Now, according to a July 2021 financial analysis by EFG Hermes, Kenyans are among the poorest savers in East Africa, falling below the African continent's average of 17%. Kenyan saving rate stands at 12%. Although the habit of saving is crucial in mastering your money and attaining financial freedom, many people either take it for granted or just simply don't know how to save. With the proliferation of digital money lending apps, it has become even easier to borrow than it is to save. The lack of a saving plan and inability to save cash are common issues, and the statistics about Kenyans' poor saving culture and the habits of borrowing for consumption point to an even bigger financial problem. Joining me on the show to discuss the importance of embracing a savings and investments culture is personal finance coach and author Chacha Nyaigoti Bichang'a. You're welcome to the show once again, Chacha.
Thank you, Ingrid. It is wonderful meeting you here.
Always, always. So, Chacha, today we would like to talk about savings and investment. And I know we've clumped the two together, but just for the sake of our audience at home who probably have heard about, savings and investments, but may not really have a clear grasp of what that's all about, help us give us a clear distinction of what exactly saving is and what exactly investing is before we even get into the meat of the conversation.
Yeah, thank you, Ingrid, for this wonderful and informative show. Before I give a distinction, Ingrid, as you put it, the subject of saving and investment really gives Kenyans a big challenge. Why? Many Kenyans always complain that they are unable to save. Two, that they have a little money. Three, that they have more demands, more expenses in that case, and therefore at the end of the day, there is little money left. And in fact, research done shows that Kenyans are the poorest savers in East Africa. What does that mean? That countries like Uganda, Tanzania, and the likes are ahead of us in terms of saving. Wow. The million-dollar question is, what is the distinction between saving and investment? Now, saving. Saving basically means putting aside a certain amount of money from the total money you get. This means putting aside a certain percentage from your total income. Putting aside here means maybe you put it in a bank account, you put it in a mobile application, call it, let's say, M-Shwari, a locked savings account, or you put it in somewhere where this money cannot be easily accessed. So it means when you are saving, you must have a goal, a purpose. Maybe you are saving for emergency, you are saving for retirement, you are saving for school fees, or you are saving for investment. Then, what is investment? The term investing or investment simply means getting a return for your money. That is making profit, multiplying your money, making your money grow. As opposed to saving where you merely put money aside, maybe the expectation is not to grow the money. The expectation is to increase the deposit you put per week, per month. But for investment, the main focus is growing, multiplying, getting a return on your investment. That now makes the difference. So in this case, saving and investment go hand in hand. For example, you cannot invest, for example, if you don't have some money to start with as savings, right? So in most cases, number two, saving is short term. Saving can be, let's say, for a month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year or so. But investment is usually long term. It may start from you are investing for 2 years, for 3 years, for 5 years, 10 years, and so on. So in this case, saving, as you have said here, is short term, and investment or investing is long term. The question that arises now, Ingrid, here, where can you save and invest your money? There are various saving and investment vehicles here. One, you can save in a bank account, but the return on your bank account, the interest rate is low. But for saving now, you may go beyond depositing money in a bank account and put it over 8 or 10% interest per month or per annum. The essence is, if you are saving, for example, Ingrid, for retirement, you have to put your money somewhere where it grows, where it earns compound interest. You can also save in unit trusts, what we call money market fund, which can earn above the inflation rate. Remember, the rate of inflation, for example, last month was around 6.3, meaning that if you save in a bank account earning you interest of less than 6 or 7%, then the money is not growing. So the purchasing power of money is low. But for investment now, if you put it in a unit trust like a money market fund, where you earn 8 to 10%, that now qualifies to be some form of investment. So the other distinction here, Ingrid, I'm making here is that saving here has a lower risk, while investing has a risk. There's the question of risk. The higher the risk, the higher the returns. And that goes with the investment. The risk here means you can lose your money, for example. Like if you put your money in the stock market, the Nairobi Securities Exchange, like now most stocks have been actually low due to COVID-19. You may be, for example, be losing the value of your money unless you wait for a period of time when the economy improves. So, but for saving here, the risk is low. The key thing being security, is your money secure. So when you are saving, you look at where do I put my money, where it's secure, I can access it within a month, a year or so. In investment now, you grow your risk appetite so that now you want to multiply. That comes with much gains and much losses. I think that is clear to you, Ingrid. Unless you have a question, I can go to another distinction.
That's brilliant. That's very, very clear. But now, Chacha, I really want us to dwell on something that you made mention of, and which is very, very accurate. Because some people who could be watching us from home could say, Chacha, that me and you are really actually detached from the reality on the ground. I mean, we're here talking to people about doing both saving and investment, and like you said, there are people who could be out there barely surviving, like they don't even know where their next meal of today is going to come from. So my question then is, in the event of a situation where like someone who would argue and say, but I don't have that much money, so there's no way I'm going to be able to save and invest. And I know you've touched a bit on this, but just for clarity for someone who's out there, what is most important? Is it saving and investment? And if we're talking about saving, because I know a lot of personal finance experts will say, put 20% of your money away. If I'm trying to do both, what would be your advice on that? And what should come first? What's most important of the two?
Okay, thank you, Ingrid. That is a usual complaint that many people say they don't have enough money to save. Maybe their businesses have collapsed, they are earning very little or nothing, they are not employed, many are hustling day in, day out. But what we are saying when it comes to saving, saving is more of an habit. Saving does not matter whether you have money or not. The little you have, the so-called little in quotes, is that you have to develop a habit of saving a certain percentage. Let's say 10%. If it's 1,000, 10% of 1,000 is 100. If you can save 20%, 20% of 1,000 is what? 200. So it is about forming an habit. And here, for you to choose a better future, you actually have to choose your habits, daily habits. That is the secret to success, that to choose your habits and your habits determine your future. So saving means you start now. Ingrid, let me ask you, for example, if you are earning 100,000 or 50,000, If you spend all of it for rent, for transport, for food, for donations and so on, and you don't save even 10% of, let's say, 100,000, which is 10,000, then you are not earning. Literally, you don't have money you can talk about. So saving means paying yourself first. That is the only money that belongs to you. If you don't save, then you are as good as having nothing. So saving is an habit. So let's start from there. Therefore, you must start from saving and then move to investment. So saving creates an habit, and you can reserve a capital then move to investment. Thank you. You can ask your question.
Thank you. No, I'm just still trying to clearly understand. Since you've clearly mentioned that savings then will set a precedent for investments, and you mentioned a bit earlier on, like when you're thinking about savings, you should also think about where you put your money. So where would you say are the best avenues for people who are trying to save? Because believe it or not, there's still a big population that remains unbanked, that will keep, you know, the money under the mattress and it's just sitting around there. And you've said it yourself, savings is really low risk in comparison to investments. So what advice would you give someone who's trying to, you know, pay themselves, put that money away, but it's not just idle, so that even as I'm planning for the next investment, somehow my money is working for me? What would you advise on that front?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ingrid. Before we come to the saving avenues, I would like to leave you quote that money speaks one language. Save me today, I save you tomorrow. So that answers the question. If you don't save money today, therefore you have nothing to save you tomorrow. And in that case, if you don't respect your money, then do you expect money to respect you? Food for thought. Now, what are some of the best saving avenues? Saving and investing avenues. One, we have talked of a bank account or a mobile application, call it M-Shwari, as a saving vehicle. One, that guarantees security, okay? When you are saving in a bank, you are building your portfolio, your cash portfolio, capital base that can help you acquire a loan. It becomes your collateral. But one great disadvantage of that is the low interest rate, which is below the rate of inflation, right? And the other disadvantage is the accessibility. You are able to access and withdraw the money anyhow. Remember, that is the challenge, that once a need arises, a want, we go to withdraw from M-Pesa, from M-Shwari, or from a bank account. So the thing is this: put the money where it cannot be easily accessed. This leads us to the next saving vehicle. You can save in a chama. Yeah, a chama. You can save in, call it an investment group. When you are saving in a chama that is earning interest, let's say, of 10%, that now your money is growing. And you are sure maybe you are saving for a whole year, meaning that you do not have access to the money. So that chama has two advantages. One, higher interest rates, higher returns. Two, maybe there is no easy accessibility. The greatest challenge being most chamas or samas are poorly run. They don't have the structures that can give evidence. Some due to mismanagement leads us to SACCOs. You know, a chama can grow into a SACCO. SACCOs are regulated by SASRA. SASRA is a body that regulates the SACCOs. So when you save in a SACCO whereby you say every month, if you are earning a regular salary, 10% of what you get, or 20% goes, by checkoff, goes to the chama, not the chama SACCO for that matter. Or if you are in informal sector, self-employed, you channel weekly or monthly a certain percentage of your money to the SACCO. The SACCO guarantees you interest, and the money is relatively secure if the SACCO is well run. Free, the money becomes a collateral. The savings become a collateral. And you cannot withdraw, you know, your deposit in a SACCO anyhow. The disadvantage is some are collapsing. Get even the biggest SACCO in the country, you had news of them collapsing, meaning that you need to diversify your saving and investment portfolio. Put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your savings or deposit in a SACCO, in a chama, in a bank. That leads us, Ingrid, to the fourth one. You can save in government securities. Do you know, Ingrid, you can lend the government your money? You know that?
Now I know.
That you can lend, yes, that is in terms of treasury bills and treasury bonds. For 60 days to 60 months to 1 year. Higher interest rate, a coupon of 8 or 7. Right? One thing that government guarantee you is what? Security. 2 regular returns after every 6 months if you took a bond of 2 years, 5 years. Right? So government security become a safe and secure way of saving and your money where it is more secure. But they can put your money for that matter. Well, where then can you put your money where it can go? For example, if you put in the stocks, in the shares, securities exchange.
Now, Chacha,
there you are investing.
And stop you right there, because my next question is actually going to be about the best places to invest, considering that you talked about how, as opposed to savings, when you go into investments, there's a certain risk you're bearing. However, before even getting into that conversation, I think it's a very good point that we take a very quick break right now, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. With me on the show, I have none other than Chacha Bichang'a Nyaigoti talking to us about embracing a savings and investment culture. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation by sending your feedback to our social media handles at Metropol TV KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll be right back.